Blessings, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone's feedback on my first video on my teachings from Africa. I was just so grateful for all the comments and online and offline and so many conversations that I've been having in the community that I live in. People are really questioning and having conversation about how we can come together to be in community in a better way. And so, yeah, thank you. I feel like I was just so blessed to be in Zanzibar for so many reasons. I got a chance to experience the African culture, which was just so amazing. I mean, so amazing. I think I shared about the love and the support and the sense of community and the acceptance like none other. And so, when I travel, and I've been so grateful to travel to so many places and in some pretty interesting ways where I really get a chance to be with the people. And I'm just so grateful for that because I am just one person. I'm bearing witness to the world. I'm feel like I'm being called to come out into the world, and I go, and then I observe and I immerse myself, and then from there I get a chance to share. And so that's what I'm doing. I feel like it's almost my responsibility to share. And so the other beautiful culture that I got to observe for the first time for me was Muslim. Zanzibar is 99% Muslim. And so here in North America, I've never had a chance to know anyone who was Muslim. And so even the pronunciation of the word in North America, we often say Muslim, which is not really it. But we're all doing the best that we can, and we're learning as we go. When I was in India and I was going into the mountains, expecting to be in the Himalayas, every Indian I met was like, "Welcome to the Himalayas." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, right." Of course, we all, have our local pronunciation of our places that we live in. And so this is all part of it. I feel like I was just so grateful to experience the Muslim culture firsthand because most people I met were Muslim. So right off the top, I guess the things that I liked, and I liked a lot, the first one is the call to prayer. And so you would hear this call to prayer throughout the day and the early morning. And it is just such a magical spiritual call to attention, to mindfulness, to meditation, to taking a pause. And I had that same experience in Cambodia with the Buddhist bells, and in Bali with the Buddhist bells, and India with the call for prayer as well. Gosh, there's just something so amazing about it. I love that formality of being called to pray, being called to come into the moment, to break from what you were doing and just come fully into this moment of being in connection with the divine, or whatever word or you're using for that connection. Acknowledging that we all have different words for what we call it. And so that was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I loved that. I also loved that I got a chance to experience Ramadan, and I got a chance to witness it for 30 days. I did not practice it. I did, go without eating in the day 3 times. I could not go without drinking water. The heat, I know like people do it, and they were doing it. It was just, yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to observe. It was interesting to try as well. I did get invited to 3 breaking fast meals. And so those were the meals that I fasted the food part and, drank minimal water because I really wanted to try to feel, how it feels to break a fast together. And so that was amazing. When you come into this place where there's food waiting and drink waiting. You're waiting for the sun to come down and you're all together, and there's just such an anticipation and an excitement of what's to come. And so you're watching the sun go down together, and then you feast. And it is joyful, and it is blissful, grateful. It's an amazing feeling. So I got to experience watching that. And when I say drink, that is the other thing. Muslim culture, they do not drink alcohol. And so where I was staying, there was no alcohol served. I did not see alcohol very often. Hardly ever saw anybody like drinking alcohol, or how it is in North America, where you're just, everywhere you go and everything you're doing, you have a drink in your hand for some reason. And so I got this chance to not drink. And it was pretty easy and pretty amazing that I didn't care at all. That the normal, oh, I'm having a bad day, I need a drink, or oh, I'm having a good day, I need a drink, or, just being around with people that we would normally be having a drink. You're not. You're not having a drink. And it's just so funny because, like, I could care less. I was not looking for a drink in those moments. And so it was a real blessing. And even since I've come home, I'm not looking for the wine. I don't know, maybe it will come back, or I'll be looking for it. But it was beautiful. It was really beautiful to experience, a pretty long time, without alcohol, without drinking. And so in Ramadan, I found it hard if I was eating in front of people that were fasting. And so that just brings, awarenesses into, how we feel about things like that. Like, I just remember as a child, I was very uncomfortable if everybody in class didn't have the same thing to eat, or if somebody didn't have enough. That always really bothered me. And so I had a real chance to talk to a lot of people about that, and I would say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have a sip of water here in front of you, I know you're fasting, I'm so sorry. And they really taught me that that's not helpful, probably. That they have made a choice to do 30 days of Ramadan, that I did not make that choice, and that it's okay. It's okay for us to be together, doing different things, believing different things, practicing different things, and for it to be okay. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing witness moment, for sure. And so with Ramadan, in Zanzibar, they do it from new moon to new moon. So I thought it was pretty interesting also to have those cycles of the moon and the connection with the rhythms of the moon, because I quite love to be in connection and rhythm to the moon as well. And so, there's so many cultures that, believe in being in harmony with nature. And I just love when that is happening. And so, because I had so many friends that were Muslim, I really got a chance to ask questions, and they got to tell me lots of stories. And, like, we just got to, have conversations about beliefs and about spiritual beliefs, and a real coming together of like, oh, okay, like, you believe that, I believe this. That seems okay, and that we could just sit and be together. So I just think that there's a possibility. There's a possibility for all cultures to be able to come together. I mean, if we could just sit down and eat and share and ask questions and, listen to each other. I think that there's just so much possibility for making that bridge between cultures. And so, I had a friend, and he was wearing the hat. There's a hat that Muslim men wear. And so I was asking about the hat. And then I reached out and I touched it. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to touch your head. Is that true? And so maybe that is true. Maybe you're not supposed to touch people's heads. But I did. And he was like, yeah, it's okay. And so um, I'll post a picture underneath this video of that, because you'll see what happened after I touched the hat. And so, yeah, things are just possible. They are so possible if we just are brave enough to come together and to listen to each other and to share with each other. So I will just close with a blessing from the Muslim culture. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you.